You guys played the first 2 days. What do you think is clicking with the offense to get it, number one in the playoffs right now? What are you seeing that's most contributed to playing well on that end?
Two things, kind of related. Ball control. We haven't turned it over. Turnovers largely been down, and also just decision making. Kind of not fighting the defense with making the right reads within that. It's funny, every time we haven't really done it, we've turned it over, or we've kind of played into a crowd, and a lot of it starts with our two main guys, and Anthony and Kat, who draw the attention. Those guys have been phenomenal, just kind of making the right play. So.
We talked a little bit earlier in the week about how you're going to be on the bench and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the setup like?
Yeah,
for
so
a home
it's
game?
just second row. Works out real well. I think I'll be right behind like Pablo, Micah. We'll move Kevin Hansen to the front, and then when the players come sit, I'll be able to be right there too. So I'm very pleased with that, and I'm also protected.
Chris, what's impressed you the most about Ant's footwork this season, and just how he's improved in that area since you've been his coach?
Yeah, I think his balance. He's just been able to stay more on balance when he gets to some tight spots and some pivots and things like this. He would also in previous years probably try to take some harder shots. Now he stays on balance, makes the easier play, or if you will, simpler, and leaves himself the opportunity to still kick out. So,
Chris, what's the key to defending Jokic, and why was Karl effective the other night?
I mean, yeah, this is, every time we play Denver, we get this question. It's like the key is you got to fight him on every square inch of the floor. You really do. I mean, he's just, he's so good. And if he's allowed to play comfortable, then, he's just going to pick you apart. And, people always ask, do you want to make him score? Do you want to make him pass? I don't know. Like, we just kind of try to fight him, and then hopefully it works out. They run so much offense through him. One of the best two-man games in the league with Jamal. It's a handful, and we have multiple guys that can go in and do it, and or are willing to do it. And it just, I think that's part of the benefit is that we do. Most teams probably don't have the luxury of having the number of guys that we can put on them. So
seems no matter who brings the ball up the floor for them, you're pressing kind of 94 feet, whether it's Jaden Nikhil or like Naz guarding Jokic. How much of that strategy do you think has affected Denver's rhythm, or is that kind of the goal with putting that into play?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's obviously a better question to ask them. It's kind of been our mindset since the playoffs started. Let's again, we feel we have a lot of guys who can be point of attack defenders. We shouldn't, be conserving any energy for anybody. We have a deep team, so let's just use this to our advantage. So,
Kyle is such a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
With Rudy back, where do you see him as most valuable in this matchup?
Yeah, I think just that. I mean, being able to employ him in any position we want. If we get foul trouble, we can throw him at the bigs. If we get foul trouble in the backcourt, he can play point guard for us. And Nikhil's been so great off the ball, and try to keep him there as much as possible. So it just gives us so much optionality.
Chris, all playoffs, Karl's offense has really come in spurts.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed, when those spurts have happened, have those been more led by play calls, or is there something else?
No, I think he's done a great job of just kind of reading the game, staying within the flow, staying aggressive and ready, and taking advantage of his situations. And you're right that they've not only have they come in spurts, but they've been super timely for us as well when we needed them most. So.
As you've extended your defense 94 feet, you guys have also still done a good job controlling the paint and not allowing Denver to get shots at the rim. Can you speak to, especially in Game 2, Naz and Kat and their work on the back end of your defense as they cut and get to the rim?
Yeah, I think Jaden was down in there too, Kyle. We did a good job of swarming the ball anytime it got to the paint. That's what we've wanted to do all season long. We talked about it. Like, if you're a big team, you got to do the things that big teams do, and one of those is got to win the rim. And we're going to throw multiple bodies at the rim any chance we get. So.
All right. You guys are the only undefeated team remaining in the playoffs, but yet the team still moves with a no one cares, work harder mentality. How important is that?
I think it's very important. Hopefully, we'll see tonight. Each one of these games kind of has its own life. So, we know we got a lot of work to go to win this series and do anything beyond this series. So, the challenge is how hungry can we stay? Guys have been great. They've been locked in. They've been focused. That's been key to everything. It's really showed up in a lot of really good starts to games, and hopefully we can keep that going. So.
Coach, I know adrenaline helps and the moment helps, but how are you physically? How are you dealing?
I'm
right
good.
now?
I think good, thanks. I'm a little better every single day. First few days was pretty rough, but, when I'm not here with the team or at practice or during the games, I'm at home, leg up. Started therapy this week, so that's been good. Pain is subsiding slowly, so, I just don't want to miss it. So got a great staff, trust them implicitly, and, we'll figure out a new rhythm, a new reality as we go, but I'm doing well, thanks. So.
Coach, I imagine, or it seemed like most people thought you'd get Denver's best shot in Game 2, and can't say that you necessarily did. So what's the expectation that you'll get from them here in Game 3?
Their best shot. Yeah, we're going to get a championship-level performance from Denver tonight. There's no doubt about it, so we got to be ready.
How would you describe Cat's role and his responsibilities throughout this entire season versus 2 years ago?
Yeah. It's nobody's made more sacrifices individually to their game and their role than Cat has. When we brought Rudy in here, Cat was coming off of an All NBA season. It's not often you ask your All NBA player to kind of accommodate others as they come in. But he was one of the first to form a fast chemistry with Rudy. We also knew that it would change slightly the rhythm at which he plays, which was alluded to by Dane's question. He's gotten comfortable with that. He now understands he can have these runs in the game without having to touch the ball every single time down. But where he's really, really bought in and accepted the challenges defensively, because, he has, and at that position in the league right now, you just have so many different types of players to guard at the 4 position, or the 5, or however we decide to match up. So, yeah, he's gone most of his life guarding and pick and roll. Now he has to guard in actions. Now he has to guard in rotations. Now he has to do other things. So his ability to adjust and embrace that has meant everything to what we're doing now. So.
Coach, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
When I remember talking to you back in 2020 when Ant was just a rookie, and it was a strange rookie season with COVID, and fans in the stands, and you said at the time basically that he's just still learning this. Where is he in terms of still learning versus where he is now, and where he still has to go?
Yeah. Well, if coming into the playoffs, I would have said that he's has to still become more comfortable with how to control a game with the ball in his hands. Now we see he's got a pretty high comfort level there, making the right reads in situations, learning kind of how to exploit the different looks that he's getting and has gotten without allowing it to affect his aggressiveness. That's been key. So yeah, I would still say all young players, he's got a lot to learn, but he's a lot further along at this point than I thought he would have been maybe 2 months ago. And all credit to him. And it's incredible to watch him play right now because he's having fun, he's staying aggressive, he's making everything happen for himself and others, and he's doing it on both ends of the floor. And what we love about Ant is that he will always still tell you what he doesn't know and what he's not comfortable with, and he'll ask why and try to get better at it. So, thanks guys.